Yay, we are streaming. We are streaming. We are streaming. So log in, guys. Go ahead, drop it in the chat where you're calling in from. We'll get this call started in just a minute, but we are streaming. So share, share, share. We'll be getting started in just a moment. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. This is Tasha M. Dyer, the Trade Whisperer, creator of the BYOB Cash Out Strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So as you log in this morning, go ahead and drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. Let me know where you're calling in from, along with those affirmations. Drop it in the chat where you're calling in from, along with those affirmations. We are definitely about to get this call started. So welcome, welcome, welcome. This is our profit call. That is what this is. So yes, we have our analysis, we have our profit, right? And that's what's actually going to be happening this morning. So we'll definitely be diving into both of those. All right, guys. So let me go ahead. I see. Good morning. Who do I have? I have Minnesota. Good morning. Good morning, Vegas. Good morning. Good morning, New Jersey. Good morning. Good morning, Cleveland. Good morning, Manchester, UK. Good morning, Toledo. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Howell, Michigan. Good morning, Fort Mitchell, Alabama. Good morning. Good morning, Bowling Springs, South Carolina. Jacksonville. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning in London. Good morning, BYOB Worldwide. Good morning, Milwaukee. Good morning. Good morning. Let me see. I have Jacksonville. Good morning, Jacksonville. Good morning. Good morning. See, we're streaming. We're streaming. I'm excited. I don't even understand what technology is doing today, but you don't allow it to defeat you. You rise above and you defeat it, right? So we are back. Now you can share, 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 share. Share 2 million strong is the rally cry. Good morning, Columbus, Ohio. Good morning. Good morning, Cleveland. Guys, I'm excited this morning because we're about to have our last event of the year. All right. Let me help you understand the magnitude behind that. 2 million strong. Let's paint this picture. It started with a vision. It started with a vision. It started with a vision. And in that vision, you got to catch the vision. And I caught the vision, right? And so then it was two. We went from 1 to 2, and now we're talking about 2 million strong. Guys, do you really understand the magnitude and the excitement behind that? And so now where we're going this month, we're going to Sumner, Mississippi, where you see Milwaukee. Stand up, Milwaukee. Give yourself a round of applause if you are in the Milwaukee area, because you have been so consistent with exposing, so consistent with changing lives out there, just so consistent, right? That's what happened. I said, give y'all a round of applause, and y'all like crickets. It's Monday. No, wake up with excitement. We don't care about Monday. We look forward to Mondays. Wake up with excitement, because I'm telling you guys right now, there we go. There we go. Somebody give me a hand clap. There we go. So I'm just saying, it's the consistency, the passion, the drive, the life-changing information that's happening is happening month after month. And I can tell you, when we get back and we roll it and we begin to gear up next year, so you see, COVID did not shut us down. COVID might have put a pause, but we still expanded through these Zoom channels. We expanded through the internet. We expanded through what has been taking place. We've expanded. And so when you really think about it, so COVID might have shut the move. It did not shut the movement down. That's the beauty of taking control. That's the beauty of being in control of your life. And so now you see we're going to Sumner, Mississippi, and get ready, because there are more cities standing up, more cities on the spotlight, more cities coming through. I mean, you see the Atlantic City area, we'll be in Atlantic City next year. We'll be in London next year. So it's just so many things that's going to happen. It's so many spaces, so many places, so many lives being changed. 2 million. And Cleveland, come on, put it on the map, Cleveland as well. So many lives happening, so many things changing. So ladies and gentlemen, it's just something to get excited about. And that's just where I'm at right now, because I don't do resolutions. I'm going to tell you that, because I need you guys to change your mindset. We affirm, we believe, we set goals, and we go get them. So that's actually what's happening right now. And that's what we're doing. And so we're ramping up. And so if you were on this morning's call, what you got to see is just the call slow down a little bit. We are ramping up, and we are getting ready for the 6 figures in 6 months. We have individuals that are doing it, and I get excited because I have educators that are doing it, not just my educators, not just our educators, but we really have people that are compounding. So if you hit the 6 figures, I salute, congratulations. If you hit 50, salute, congratulations. If you do 25, guys, come on, from a skill set that you learn. So it's just the beginning. So just get excited. If you do $100, regardless of when you started, the fact that you can do that should really put you and really set you free. All right. It should really give you the mental capacity to understand that you can be set free. And that's something to get excited about. So let's get ready. Okay, y'all, can y'all tell I'm excited? Don't give me no more 4 days. Do not give me no more 4 days. Don't do it. Don't give me time to think, plan, revamp, dive in, go in the lab. Don't give me that kind of time, because I'm going to come out hard, and I'm coming out strong. So while y'all was barbecuing and kicking your feet up, right? Well, that's what y'all were doing. I was in the lab all weekend, in the lab. Yeah, I'm showing out. I'm excited. So now, let's go ahead. Let's get in. I am an educated BYOB master trader, anointed for wealth. I am the signal. All my trades end in profit. I am 777, right? I am 777. And so what does that mean? That's the mental, that's the mindset. That's what we have to live. And as we walk through this, right, look at that. There are partners all over the world waiting to understand this skill set. Look at that. I love that. I love it. The greatest trader. Who is the greatest trader? Okay, come on, Miss Key. Bold and confident. The greatest trader of all time. Now, that's an affirmation right there, right? We have to believe it. I operate in patience, education, discipline, and excellence. We have to believe it. Guys, add to, don't take away. But I love how you personalize these. Economically at peace, right? I love how you personalize these. So let me get my screen share together. And as I get my screen share together, if this is your first time here with us on this call, let me get a 111 in the chat. If you are still learning how to cash out, let me get a 222 in the chat, right? Let me get a 111, a 222, a 777, and an 888. So what does that mean? That means that this is your first time on the call. Let me get a 111. You're still learning how to cash out, right? We're learning. We're consistently learning. We're learning how to cash out. That's a 222. And of course, if you are cashing out, let me get a 777. And if you have begun compounding, let me get an 888, right? If you have actually started that compounding journey, let me get an 888. Look, okay, Miss Reed. Okay, new with the 888, or maybe the first time I saw it. But okay. the excuse eraser. I'm claiming everybody today. My excuse eraser, right? I love it. 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 So nobody has an excuse. Miss Reed says she is compounding. Look, so look at there, look at there, look at there. So she gonna pray us out. That's our prayer warrior. So I'm telling you, she's been praying for it to manifest in your lives. She's been praying for it to you to be covered. She's been praying. She's been praying. You better walk in that anointing. You better walk in that anointing. You better walk in that wealth. You better walk in it. I love it. All right, let me get started. Let me actually get to a chart. But I'm just excited. So let's go ahead. Now, what do we know? Okay. So we did a training. All right. We did a training a few Thursdays ago, right? We did a training. And not last week, because like I said, I was in the lab on a holiday, but the week before that, we talked about the market, I think it was a week before that. We talked about the market. Regardless, it was just uploaded yesterday. So if you missed it, you can go watch it. But we talked about the market. And when we talked about the market, you understand what moves the market, right? And so that's actually where you want to be. You want to really dive in and understand what's moving the markets, right? What's giving us that movement. And so now what we know is that AUD has some news today. But remember, we had the CPI, the PPI. It went from non-farm payroll, CPI, PPI, now we're at retail sales. So you're going to get market sentiment, which is the direction of the market, which, i.e., let's take a look real quick, right? Direction of the market. And then what you're going to get is the bias, right? The current direction, like where is the market actually going and what is it reacting to? And so that's ultimately what's going to happen. Like that's how it happens. That's how it transpires. And so what we have to understand is we're going to get some movement, but today is a mixed market Monday. But then at the same time, tomorrow, what we have is some news at 8:30. So the market might be a little bit slow today. It might, remember, US dollar is the major currency pair. And why am I slowing these calls down a little bit? Now, the morning call is geared toward the Forex, okay? It's geared toward Forex. This call is the indices. They move faster. So there is an expectation that this call is going to move faster. But this is also the time of the year where the market tends to slow down just a little bit because it's less activity, right? If it's a holiday season, do the market makers, don't they take breaks, holidays, right? Isn't there less, people travel, they're sitting there with their families, those types of things are happening. So the market is not going to have the amount of liquidity pushing through the market that it does, on a regular basis. However, it's still a lot of opportunity to take profit. And so what I want to do over the next month and a half, or really the next month, because we shut these calls down for about 2 weeks over the holidays. So what I want to do is really just kind of, we all take breaks, right? Well, I just want to make sure that you guys are in there and understand how to take profit and how to cash out and how to understand how the market moves. Because why is it that we were so profitable during COVID? When people were complaining from an investment and a trading standpoint, all last year, individuals were complaining. But yet you think about what you did ramping up out of that. We had individuals compounding. We had individuals, matter of fact, in my memories today, and this is before COVID, because we're so focused on skill set, he called it cash out, call out day, right? Where he'd rather be at the charts than at work. And he began making more money in his live account, making more money than he did on his job. So he would call it cash out, call out day. And it's just in my memories today. And what was that, 18 or 19, one of them. But it just happened to be, and that's before COVID. So we took that same skill set, but it guided you through COVID. It guided you through understanding that this is real, that the skill set is better than the signal. The skill set is better than somebody else blindly, you having a blind trust and somebody else managing your money. And so they really brought it home to so many people because they actually still walked in profit. And that's where that term economically unbothered came from. Because we've been economically unbothered when people were crying about stimuluses and I need this or jobs and all of those things taking place. We've been economically unbothered and people really began to take control of their livelihood. So this is why this is important and why we spend so much time here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start here with the indices, okay? Because that is ultimately what this call is all about, is where we start with the indices. Now, you notice we don't have a US 30 on the top, but they kind of hang together, right? And so you notice that we have, I'm gonna just click some. And so you can actually understand how to kind of follow with them, right? That's the one for Europe. We have France, the France 40. So that just means how many companies are, that number is how many companies. So it's still there. It's like it's their Dow Jones, okay? That is what it is. So France 40, German 30, right? US 30. So it's the companies that's getting evaluated, okay? But that's the index for that country, okay? So just kind of think about it like that. So we have not had a US 30 trigger in over 2 hours, almost 3 hours, actually. So just to kind of put it in perspective and mindset of what we are. Now, nothing shifted, okay? We look at my higher time frames for market direction, my mid time frames for analyzation, my lower time frames for entry. However, right, and I'm gonna reiterate what I iterated. Is that like how he's supposed to say it? I'm gonna reiterate what I iterated, right? So can I say it like that? But I'm gonna do it anyway, because I want you guys to understand that you build a foundation. We start with a solid and strong foundation, right? And as we start, thank you. Somebody paying attention. We start with the solid foundation, right? We start with that foundation. And with that foundation, that's what we begin learning and understanding. But then when we start moving to indices, crypto, right, all of those other things, what begins to really begin happening is you begin to see that it moves a little faster. It moves a lot. You get a lot more movement. And so our evaluation is start here. So if you have not laid a foundation, right, we talked about it this morning. You guys already told me you would not trust me putting up the walls before I laid the ground, right? You guys already told me that. You guys told me you want me to level the ground out. You want me to make sure it's solid. You want all the engineers to come in and do everything that they need to do to lay your foundation, the cement, start doing your floors, and then put your walls up. I've never seen them build a house without doing that. And so I've never seen it. Now, if you've seen it, it does not last that long. Even you can do an inspection. The house could be immaculate, right? You go in for an inspection, it's immaculate. The foundation is raggedy, then the house is not going to stand long. So exactly, no foundation, no buy. So I do want you all focused on building a foundation. And this is that time where you really need to hone in on your skill set, okay? I'm challenging everybody to hone in on their skill set, because you're going to start doing a US 30. We're going to start doing that because, and this is the time now to get everybody a part of the movement, so they can begin honing in on the skill set, so they can also participate when we ramp up this second round of us doing, and I said us doing 6 figures in 6 months. We're going to keep doing it and doing it. We've been doing it. We're still doing it. We're going to keep doing it. But we want to make sure that 2 million strong, it went from 1 to 2 million. Just imagine the impact, right? From 1 to 2 million. That's powerful. I think so. So let's talk about the strategy, okay? Let's talk about the strategy. So now when I'm looking here, I'm going to walk you through the strategy. Notice I am on a 5-minute, and I just explained why. So if you're brand new to this call, this is your first time here with us, you've never joined us before, you're going to need to be on Tuesday night's call as well, in addition to, because what's going to happen is Ms. Anderson is going to help you lay that foundation. Right. She's really going to help you lay that foundation, and she slows it down. She walks through you. She has some patience, and she explains it, and she walks you through it very clear. All right. And so that's where you want to make sure you are on Tuesdays, because it's strictly a foundation call. It's a call where she walks you through the strategy and ask the questions. I'm telling you guys, ask the questions. So let's look at this. Okay. 5-minute chart, US 30. All right. I'm around my 80 and around my 20, around my 20 and around my 80. This is my leading indicator, right? That is what this is. This is my leading indicator. So knowing that this is my leading indicator, what I'm doing is I'm looking now, you see, this is around the 20. I'm looking at a historical trade. We're going to see it's a mixed market Monday. So I'm not trying to, we're going to analyzing as well. But so we're going to talk that too, but I want you to understand the strategy. So you see that blue line cross over the red, and that crossover and cross up is very, 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 very important, okay? That crossover and cross up is very important. And then, of course, you have that green candle with a flat bottom and that PSR flip to the bottom, okay? So now, this is what we are, all right? So we're here, right? We're here. And so that's the BYOB cash out strategy. So now, but what we also have to do, we identify, set our foundation, we do our time frame confluence with that, all right? So I'm gonna jump up to my 30 because from my 5, that's what my confluence is. Now, let's discuss this. Isn't this in a buy? Yeah, it is, right? We're a little flat line. Now, this curve down is now, but I'm telling you, I probably would have passed on that trade. It's just, it is what it is. And the only reason I could say I might not have would be because I would have had to see what my stochastic was doing in real time. But from this right here, what it looks like right here, I'm not taking that trade. And I need you guys, as we prep and we dig into our education, I need you to be okay with not taking a trade. I need you to be okay with walking away from a trade because you want to live to trade another day. You want to be confident and understanding. You want to make sure you're comfortable in the trade you're taking. All right. And we need to do this in our demo account first, right? We have to do this in our demo account. So we look a little flat line, but it still is down. So nah. It's really like, even now, right? I'm good on that trade. It started trying to curve up, but it's like, I'm good on that. So now let's drop down. Let's just drop down. And it would have needed to be buying. So hypothetically speaking, you would have seen, like, had this been in that buy or still pushing up, or had we been approaching overbought? So, right, it's up. It's not on mine. I don't know. So, right here, there it is. So we have been approaching the overbought, right? Then that's what we would have done. So now we're going to analyze it, but I want to be clear. Do not take a trade prior to the bell. Do not do that. Now, if you do it, I'm just going to, actually, if you want to do it, I'm going to send you my cash app. Because if you're going to make a donation to the cause. Let's not just make frivolous donations, okay? We want to trade from an educated standpoint. And so as we're looking here, right, the trigger just came in. And I want you guys to get the right language as well. Let's call it a buy trigger, because we just did some training where we looked at the swipe trades, the swipe coin, right? And it was something else, but we looked at those. And as we look at those are actual signals, but we still come back and analyze them. So these are triggers, meaning it triggers something in the market. And so I just want to make sure we're speaking the right language as well. Bill, what do you mean by market opens? Okay, good question. So what we do is the market, you have overlapping markets. Like when you look down here, you can see where your session is, right? London, US market, Asian, Tokyo, right? So you have different markets, like these are closed, these two are open. Now there are multiple markets, but there are 4 major markets, okay? And so like the US market technically opens at 8 o'clock, okay? It opens at 8 o'clock. That's why the Statue of Liberty is lit up down there, right? That's why it has a little light on it, because it's technically open. So when you look down here, you know what markets are open. Now, you never want to take a trade right before market opens. You also know that we kind of pause right before the top of the hour. If we're about 10 minutes before the top of the hour, we'll wait, right? We won't just jump in a trade right then. However, here in the United States, we have this thing called Wall Street. And Wall Street doesn't open till 9:30. So that's when the stocks start moving, right? So 8 o'clock, the market opens, and I'm speaking Eastern Standard Time. Market opens at 8, but Wall Street opens at 9:30. So what we tend to see a lot of times is the market opens at 8. Many of the reports start coming out at 8:30, 8:15, 8:30. That's why those reports come out. And then you have opportunity to trade or opportunity to see how the market moves, how they react, what's the sentiment, all of that kind of thing. And then at 9:30 is when our stock market opens. And so there's a lot of underlying factors. So if I'm trading indices, now if I'm just trading GBP, USD, or what have you, had this been moving, we had already been trading, right? Already. But this has the top 30 US companies. So because of that, I'm not trading this right before the stock market opens. Make sense? So, because they're going to get impacted, because we know that the US 30, quote unquote, US 30 moves the 24 hours, 5 days a week, right? We know it moves, okay? We know that it doesn't stop because it's also talking about the contracts and things like that. But the actual stock market does not, you cannot buy a stock until 9:30, right? So like, even if, let me come back over here real quick. You guys got some good questions. So even if, right, let's look at what we were looking at last week. Let's look at Tesla. Right? So if I gotta actually put the thing in there. I was trying to click enter and it didn't work. So when you look at this, because the market might be open, but the stock market is not. So you get a pre-market, right? So we talked about how Tesla dropped and how you could have traded on Tesla, but I can't trade on Tesla at night. I can only trade Tesla in the daytime. And so we have a pre-market. That's where it's been moving overnight. And this is that pre-market. And that's what you're seeing right there. So we have that pre-market right here. So we already know this is where it's going to open. When the market opens, it's going to open lower, right? And so that's where it's going to be at. So that's the one we were looking at last week. But then when it's included in like the Nasdaq or the US 30, one of those companies, we can always make movement on it. So that's what it's doing. So now this trigger for a buy, it's always called questions, comments, testimonies, make sense? It's always caught in a correction. I check my 30. We already discussed that. I don't like that, right? Now let's look at my hour. Let's talk about what's going on over here, okay? Now, if you notice that this had been moving up, we came down. You see where we are? We're at that major rejection zone. That's what we are. So we need to break that zone, right? We have to break that zone. We're kind of around this major rejection zone. So we're going to have to break that zone, all right? Just to kind of help you guys see, like you can kind of see what a market is. Now you notice that it had hit it high, meaning that it had never been this high before. And so, oh, you're welcome. It had never been this high before. And so now what this is doing is painting a picture for you of where you're actually at trading, okay? Where you're actually at trading. So even though it triggered for a buy, it's like, I want you guys to pay attention to where we are, right? So I want you guys to really get in here and pay attention to where we are in the market. So we're at that 36.2, so 36.3, right? Another cycle level, right? Let's kind of try to get on these psychological levels right here. Right? And so you can kind of see what we are, but you also see the rejection and things that's happening. Bitcoin is doing the same thing, right? It's doing the same thing. Do we have a trigger? And you see Bitcoin just triggered for a sell. So Bitcoin is doing the same thing. And so if I really look at this psychological level right here on Bitcoin, now we walk through the strategy. So you can come in, take these triggers, right? You come in, take these triggers, really begin looking, right, at these triggers, right? Really begin looking at these triggers and just really making this make sense, right? Just, you want to make it make sense, right? And so as I'm looking, oops, that's not what I meant to do. Not $66. We know it's not that low. All right. So as I look at these triggers, I can actually look at the market from a top-down approach and then dive in, because when I'm trading, this is why we need to get that foundation first. When I'm trading indices or I'm trading crypto, I need to know these things, okay? These are things I need to know. Bitcoin rejected the highest it's ever been. It broke through a little bit. It pulled back. We were talking about this last week, right? This is what we were talking about. And now, right? So you can kind of see where we are. And of course, 67 is in between there, but just really kind of making you see how it's keep rejecting off of that area. And that's why it's just triggered for a sell. So you might get a little bit of movement on that as well, right? When we come through, when it comes. So now let's drop down. We're about 3 minutes out. We'll see how that reacts. I would not, let me bold this out for you, because you can, as we know, we can get a reaction out of the market, right? We can get a reaction out of the market before we get some actual direction. We can get a reaction before direction. My look at my Nasdaq already trying to move. I don't care how tempting it is. We do not take a trade, right? Highest it's ever been. We do not take a trade before we dive in. My S&P, same situation. Look at the rejection that's been happening right here. Got to pick it up a little bit. We're 2 minutes out. You look at the reaction, the rejection that's kind of been happening around here, right? So you can kind of see what's been going on. So you want to pay attention to that because it hasn't been a high before. And so when we drop down, you can kind of see what it's doing. All right. So you know it's going to bang, bang, bang. It's going to reject. Just kind of think about if you was in a cartoon and, you know, or even on the movies, because I don't think nobody does this in real life. But you run into the door, right? They run into the door and you bounce back and you get up and you run into the door again. You get some momentum and some speed. And the harder you running, the harder you fall back. And then eventually the door is going to burst open. That's how the market is breaking through these levels it's never been. So eventually it's going to break through. But when it get knocks back, it get knocks back hard. That's why Bitcoin always drops so hard. All right. So let us see what is going to happen. We are 30 seconds out. 30 seconds. Mixed market Monday. Mixed market Monday. Money making Monday. Let us see what we have. And as those other currencies we identified, if we have time, we'll recap on those a little bit. But as you notice, they're kind of in that same spot they were, right? Anybody notice that? They're closing out the little corner. They want to come out of timeout. Bell, ding, 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 ding. Let's see. So let's see what we got on the 30-minute. So my 30-minute rejected off of here. Remember, I told you I did not like that. I didn't like it. You see it selling, right? We have a PSR flip on my 15, not a flat candle, but we ended up with a PSR flip. You notice now, I tell you I don't like this. We'll see if it gets some reaction and comes out. So we'll see. Let's kind of drop down a little bit. So now my Nasdaq, what is my Nasdaq doing? Kind of having that same reaction that we talked about, right? So you want to be mindful of those zones that we discussed, right? It has to break through those zones before we really have a trade. Now, for those of you who are new to this call, you're not going to get me saying, get in a trade, let's go. Look at how this one rejected off of there. What I just walk you through. You're not going to get me on here saying, let's go, let's take the trade. You know, I will be like, let's do $100 days. I get excited too, right? But I need you to know how to push the button. I need you guys to know how to push the button. I need you to analyze this. That's why we take the time beforehand, and then we come through here. Gold. So let's see. Gold has it. And look at what Bitcoin is doing. So, y'all see? So Bitcoin got a new 30-minute candle, right? That's a new 30-minute candle. That 15, right? That 5. And so you're going to wait till you get out of that correction. All right. You see how that reaction, what I tell you, I didn't like this. I'm giving you the keys. I'm giving you the keys to success right there. Right? That's how you enter the trades. Higher time frames is direction. Mid time frames is analyzation. Let's look at that mid time frame. That's strong for analyzation, right? But this is where we enter at. We enter on our lower time frames. So if I started on my 5, I come up here to my 30, and I drop down, I don't remember. You guys remember when I said I didn't like how that was pointing up? I didn't like it. And so I already know what happens. You guys will sit at home and you be looking at the phone and you start doing some analyzation and you start doing all of that. And then you're like, you don't pay attention to these little details. All right. I need you to details matter. Details matter. Details matter. Details matter. Can y'all pay attention? Like we just finished Veterans Day. And I'm telling you, one of the things I heard my entire career from like the day you joined is pay attention to details. The details matter. 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 So I'm going to tell you guys the same thing, because how many of you all would ignore that? So, right, you would ignore that. So, and then you'll be mad right now. And where my Super Scalpers Anonymous Club at? Where my Super Scalpers? Where my Super Scalpers? Where y'all at? Because do y'all pay attention to those finite details like that? Or y'all just trying to snipe the market and get in and get out? They matter. All righty. And it got quiet in here. This TV froze. Not that person today. I got you. So, all right, let's see. So we're going to get some curve on here. Let us see. You see how it kept tapping to this one, right? It kept tapping to that one. So we're just going to watch it. Or we're going to, this is where we are this morning. Look, market's not moving there. Yeah, that news tomorrow. You see how important those news factors are. Now, let's talk about this, okay, with my indices, okay? Today might be a day that you guys ask the questions that you want to know. Today might be that day. But, you know, when you see what we're doing and you see this, right, I want you guys to pay attention because I want you guys to walk in profit and walk in wealth. So any questions, comments, or testimonies? Oh, this is what I was saying. What the market does, right, is at 9:30, you get that initial liquidity push, right? You get that initial push. Wall Street opens. It's open now. You know, that's what happens. And then what happens is at about 9:35, so we got about 1 more minute, it might start settling in. And then if not, about 15 minutes after. And then it kind of goes from there and it sets the tone. And it won't be till after 10 o'clock. It looked like we're trying to break through there. You see what happened? You see how my 1 minute started? You see how my 1 minute started? So it's trying to break through there. So you see how that stochastic changed up real quick. I'm just trying to walk you through. We should get some new triggers coming in here in a moment. But my super scalpers will trade in this zone. I already know you guys. Everybody else is going to wait till it breaks the zone and make a decision where it's going. So we have two kind of people on the call. My two kind of people. My super scalpers who are just, I need a point. Not some points, they need a point, right? They increase their lot size and they get it. They're like, I got a point, I'm good. You know, they just work with that higher lot size. And that's why we call them super scalpers. That is what they are. They are super scalpers. And I don't, that disclaimer that says don't try this at home, that kind of goes with that. But that's some people's personality, and you want to be able to test the market and everything before you do that. All right. So we're now at that 35 candle. So we have this. You see, we have this. Nope. See? So we're going to see what is my S&P doing. They normally hang together. You see what it's doing? It's doing the same thing, right? It's doing the exact same thing. All right. Questions, comments, Mixed Market Monday. Mixed Market Monday. You see, I don't call it Stay Away Monday, because there are some days we get on here and it's like, woohoo, yes, right? We have a good time. We're making some good money, right? And then some days we get on here and it's like, let's evaluate what's happening today. What is really going on in the market today? What is really transpiring? You know, that's what happens. So obviously, look at what's going on. It just rejected and it reacted to that, which makes our trigger valid, right? It validates our trigger. Questions, comments, testimonies. We had the market just hanging out. I'm telling you guys, I'm not just going, like, I love y'all, but today is the day to ask questions, to get clarity, to help me walk you through some things. Because if you guys don't have questions, we can turn it into a training call. I love that, all right? I love it. But I want to make sure I get your questions answered. Because if not, then I go do this laundry that's looking at me. So, and I'd rather be here with you guys than do that. So, you know, y'all sleep for real. Because I said laundry. I know somebody feeling me. Somebody's feeling me. Somebody, wake up. Wake up. There we go. There you guys go. You said facts. Exactly. So what kind of questions do you guys have? Because as you can see how the market's reacting. He said, ugh. I know, right? I know. So I did see a meme though that had me laughing because it said, we'll do the laundry, but then it takes like 5 to 7 business days to fold and put it away or something like that. So I was like, that was funny to me. All right. Any questions, comments? Thank you. She said happy belated Veterans Day. So thank you. All right. So let me see. Let's walk through here. Come over here. Let's relook at this, see if we have any new triggers as we wait on that to move. So GBP, remember I told you, look at how many triggers it's getting. So let's recap to this morning. For those of you all who are not on this morning's call, my apologies. Get up. You always want to get up and get on the calls because the reality is you never, ever know. The stream did not work today. It did not work. And it's like, as soon as we got off the call, I played with it a little bit and bam, then it started working. So the stream was not working, so we cannot go back and watch it. But, it was a good training call. It really was. So you want to make sure that you're present, you show up. So let's talk, I'll recap a little bit, to close out. But I want you, so no, it wasn't on Facebook. That's so you gotta have that Zoom. I know some of you guys like to be on Facebook, some of you guys like to be on YouTube, LinkedIn, different places, but you want to make sure you have the Zoom information, just because, the stream, it just wasn't working. It would not take, it wouldn't work. It kept rejecting. It said, we're streaming. And then it was like, nope, not today. So that's what happened. So now what we're looking at, so I'm not going to walk through the strategy again. We've already done the strategy. None of you guys had a question on the strategy. So we're going to come over here. And so when I'm here, right, what I'm seeing is that we already know that GBP USD has been in the downward momentum, as well as AUD USD, right? So we know that these were the two that we were looking at. We kind of got quite a bit of triggers on, right? And so as you notice that GBP USD, so you want to, right now what I'm doing is helping you guys from that top-down approach. I'm going to squinch my charts up. And when I squinch my charts up, you notice that it has not broken this level in over 6 months, right? So it's like last year is when it moved up above this level. So we have not broken that level. Hold on. Are we moving? I need to check real quick. 15.5. No curve yet there. We're starting to curve, guys. We're starting to get that curve. We're starting to get some curve to it. So it's going to close that out. So for those of you all, let it break, 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 let it break. Like I said, I already know some of you guys were there, but let it break, let it break, let it break. So it looks like it's going to be at 45 because this will curve down. We break it here. This is going to start curving down. Right, that 5 minute, we just got this one. Now we'll start curving down. I do like how this started to curve down here, right? We already know what we were on my higher time frames. We already know where we're at, right? So you can see that little zone area, so you can see where it's trying to break through there now, right? We see it, we got it. I love it. See, nice solid flat top candle. You see how it's coming through, right? It's breaking through that zone. So you want to let it break that zone. All right. You guys continue to watch that because you should get some 777s. Let me finish explaining this, but keep watching, keep watching, keep watching. Keep watching, keep watching, keep watching. All right. So because you should be on this call with your laptops up as well. So now what I was saying about GBP USD is it has not been at this point in a while, right? It just hasn't. Like this is October. September, right, time frame, and tried it again in October, so around the same time. And then, of course, it's been since December. So that's quite a while, right? That is quite a while. And so as I'm looking at that, what we know is that this had been in a downward move, but we're also sitting on a strong rejection area. So this psychological level has become a strong rejection area. And so now what's happened is, you see where my trend line is. It's like my GBP USD is getting boxed in and it's at a decision point. It has to make a decision. Are we going to go back up and stay above this level? Or are we going to, break it and continue with my wave pattern? Now, what we know right now is this is overbought. Earlier, it was oversold, right? And you're starting to see where it looked like it's trying to curve back down, but it might just be coming to that level, right? It might just be coming to that level, okay? So you want to kind of pay attention to that. And this is why you're going to get a lot of alerts right now. You're going to. Even when I looked over here, right, you had some alerts that were here. Look, this one triggered an hour ago. It had triggered for a buy and it triggered for a sale, right? So you're going to get alerts right now. And you're going to get alerts everywhere because of where this is in the market, right? It's at decision point. It's in timeout right now. It's the timeout corner. So you got to come out of the corner, understanding what direction you're going to go, right? So I'm just using different phrases to kind of help you remember it. You know, you mark up your charts, GBP USD is in the timeout corner. And so look at the activity has slowed down, right? Activity has slowed down and consolidated just a little bit. When I come to my higher time frame, you can see that as well. So it's just like, hey, what are we going to do? You know, we have to. And AUD USD is in the same place, right? As you notice, this one kept going up, but we're also significantly overbought. So you can see where we've started curving on now, right? And you have harmonic scanner. The yellow lines is from the harmonic scanner earlier this morning. So that's all the things that are there. Questions, comments, testimonies. See why we needed to break it? Look what it's doing. The foolery, right? I don't need anybody getting caught up in a trade we're not happy about. I don't want you to do that. I don't. There we go. Curve with me. What is my 15? Right, 15. So now that's better. I don't want anybody getting caught up. It is rejecting a little bit right now. See that rejection? So let it break. Questions, comments, testimonies. You see the S&P? Let's look at it. Look at how that already curved back down. Look at my 3-minute, right? Look at all of these things, right? So Nasdaq, same thing, right? Questions, comments, testimonies, guys. Questions, comments, testimonies. None? Woo. What did I tell you about Tesla? See? Look what Tesla did. Where's Tesla gonna do? Look at that piece on an hour. We are definitely overbought, so watch that. Tesla is also right here on a major support line, right there. Where's my psych level on Tesla? You just absorb it? Wait. All right, so that's the psych level right there on Tesla. You can see where we are. So this is a key point we're at. That's a key point we're at. That's a key point we're at, right? Anytime you have astronomical growth the way that they did, it doesn't mean the company's in a bad position. It just means that we have to allow that market has to reset. Look at how long it bought, right? Look at how this kept buying. From October, look at the growth. From October, you're down here at 7 something, right? It started at 7 something, and now it's up to 12. Look at the growth that happened with Tesla, right? So you think we're just gonna keep buying? Think about it like Bitcoin. Was Bitcoin just gonna keep buying, or we're gonna have some reset? So just think about it like that. So just think about it like that. All right. Questions, comments, testimonies, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and close out. We'll put that out. I don't know right now. I'm more concerned about y'all understanding this and making some money. That's always my focus. I have no idea. I have not looked at the calendar. All I know is Thanksgiving is the Thursday after this week. It's next Thursday, not this one. That's all I know is Thanksgiving, because I'm ready for some turkey and stuff. So yeah. My focus is you guys. My focus is seriously you guys really grasping this and understanding. So that's the focus. But the information will come. But my focus is you guys really focusing in on this skill set and learning this skill set. And so we can ramp up and be ready for the new year. We're going to elevate next year. So we transformed our mindsets this year. We transformed our wallets, and we are going to ramp up, and we're going to get ready for the new year. We're not a resolution. So when I say that, I cannot stand New Year's resolutions. That is false motivation to me. that is fake. You faking it out. If you do New Year's resolutions, as far as I'm concerned, you faking it out. Because what I want to know is how many of you all have sticking with them. How many of you all stick with them? How many people post, oh, I need to redo. January was just practice, right? You will never accomplish anything in life with that false motivation. I need you guys to set a goal and let's go get it. So what we're doing is setting a goal. The 6 months in December, and so we're going to pick it right back up. That's what we're doing. And I'm sorry if I called you out, but I have to, because at some point, somebody got to stop making cabbage and think it's going to make you some money. Go get your cabbage and put it in the freezer right now. You know, go get your cabbage, go start making it so you can get rich. When did that ever work? Like, help me with that. When did that ever work? It doesn't. So we're going to do what works. We're going to set some goals. You're sticking with the BYOB strategy, nothing else. Exactly. Your goal is 6 figures in 6 months. That is it right there. So that's it. Let me see what this says over here. It says, it look like we're trying to break that. That's why I'm still talking. So make a commitment and figure it out. Yeah, make a commitment and stick it out. So let's talk. Enroll into the academy. Learn how to utilize the tools. Learn the strategy, learn the tools, and let's have a wonderful BYOB day in profit. Enroll, learn, profit. I need everybody to add that, right? Just add that to you. Let's make the understanding very clear. When you do your posts, your hashtags, your conversation, add the enroll, learn, profit, right? Enroll, learn, profit. 2 million strong. 2 million strong. 2 million, 2 million, 2 million. Nope. All right, guys, it's going to be after 10 o'clock. So the way it's moving. Some of you guys might have cashed out on Nasdaq. Some of you guys might have. I really didn't call anything. I didn't take anything myself personally. S&P is starting to get a little momentum going to it. So, all right. Questions, comments, testimony. Yeah, S&P. So I don't like how it's just like, but it looked like we're gonna break through here right now or right at 10 o'clock. So, all right, guys. Well, nothing. Let that retest. It look like we're trying to go break it. You're welcome. I just don't like trades that are iffy. It just looked like we were gonna finally get some momentum and some consistency going. Yep, we just triggered for a sale. I told you guys it was coming. You just had to wait. Now look at how it just started moving. It just was like, let's go. Y'all have some 777s here in a minute. Everything is starting to move now. Everything is starting to move. We just had to wait on it. That's how I told you. To go to 777s. I told you. Look at Bitcoin too. Everything we had to wait on it. And there it is. When it break, let me show you what it did. It broke it, it retested it, then it moved. It broke it, and I need you to get this in your minds. It breaks it, it retests, and then it moves. It breaks, it retests, and then it moves. It breaks, it retests, and then it moves. You see I'm on a lower time frame because you don't see that in there. It looked like a breakout, but it breaks, it retests, and then it moves. That's what it does. Okay, guys? So that's what we're waiting on, that break. That's why I kept saying that break. So even this one is breaking past that little zone too. All right. Miss Reed, compounding excuse eraser. Are you on the line?
Yes, I am. And how we thank you. We thank you so much for your commitment. Let's pray. God, to you, we give glory, we give honor, we give praise and thanksgiving. We are overtaken with the spirit of gratitude for the great movement that you've placed us in. You're such a good father, and you take such good care of your children. We're thankful, appreciative, and grateful for our dream team, Mr. Rogers, Miss Dyer, and Dr. Bythewood, for our second generation of educators, Miss Anderson, Miss Brantley, Miss Perry, Mr. Sims, and Pastor Washington, as well as every member of this great BYOB family. You have anointed each of us to destroy yokes as we turn this world upside right. Your word says that wisdom is the principal thing, and with all of our getting, we must get an understanding. God, we thank you so much for our commitment to clarity. We, God, are understanding this simple strategy that you blessed Miss Dyer with. And we thank you for our little children, even who are leading the way, being such a wonderful example to us. God, as you lead us and guide us into all truth, we thank you in advance for the next million households who will be reached by March 28, 2022. We decree and declare that each of us will be faithfully doing our part in expansion. God, we thank you that we can know, be above a shadow of a doubt, that details do matter. And in all things, we give thanks and praise to your great name. Amen. And thank God. And this officially ends this prophet call. And we're going our way, enrolling, learning, and profiting. Enrolling, learning, and profiting. God bless you and have a prosperous day. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.